Um, and another key reason why we're so focused on starting local is, like I said earlier, right? We have 51 sets of ballot access laws. We have 51 sets of election laws. We have 51 sets of how things work in our governments. And that makes it really hard. And another thing I didn't realize until I visited Europe and met with a Green City Councilor in Amsterdam was it's incredibly hard to organize continentally, which is what we have to do, right? When I met with Imane in Amsterdam and we were talking, one of the things that really struck me was she could be anywhere in her country by within 2 hours on public transit. I can barely get out of my state in the shortest direction in 2 hours, and we're not even going to talk about public transit. Right? Like, I actually could get on a train and maybe get to St. Louis in 2 hours. But that's it. That Amtrak's for at the end of the road in terms of public transit outside of state. So we have this really unique organizing situation where we're trying to continentally organize with different rules everywhere we go, and it's incredibly difficult to have a top-down success there unless, like the Democratic and Republican parties, you've got literally billions of dollars and you don't provide a voice to your membership, right? 94%, I think, of Democrats say that they want Medicare for all. It's not even on the table from their leadership, right? 60-something% of Republicans say they want it. Not on the table from their leadership, right? So the only way you can do that top-down organizing, if it is an elite organizing, if it's an elite, political party, which is what we have. So we have to start local, right? We've got to at least at a minimum start in the states and start organizing with each of those 51 different sets of conditions that we have to get into. And then, people always talk about, oh, I'm this, I'm that, I'm another thing. But the reality is a lot of states don't have partisan registration. Right? In Illinois, we can't register as a party. It's not how it works here. We're called a semi-closed primary. So on primary day, I go to the polls and I say I want a Republican ticket or I want a Democratic ticket. Or if I'm somewhere where the Green Party is recognized, I can walk in and say I want a Green Party ticket. Or you can try to do what I did in the last primary and say I want a nonpartisan ticket, and they told me they didn't have one, and I was actually disenfranchised. I wasn't allowed to vote because I wasn't a Republican and I wasn't a Democrat, and those are the only options they have, right? So in about 20 states, you can't even register as a Green, right? So we kind of have to think about what does it mean to be a member of a party and break away from that memberless party structure of the Republicans and the Democrats, where they have voters, but they don't have party members. Right, the members of the party don't have much of this. The rank and file grassroots member of the party don't have much to say. So we're focusing local because that's where we have to, actually build ourselves as Greens, because we can't just check that box. And even when we do care, where we can check that box, it doesn't necessarily mean anything besides, a letter on a piece of paper on our voter registration. So to deal with these unique conditions, we have to, organize locally. We need to do, we have to start bottom up and build that, build our capacity, build our membership, build our trust, build our reputation. And upon that foundation, we can build upward into these higher offices.